my next guest here, sitting to my right, incredible, my old Coconut Creek High School cohort, schoolmate, teammate,
swim team.
Joe Truglio.
Bobby.
Come on, let's give it up for Joe Truglio.
Bobby.
Okay.
Great to be here, man.
Yeah,
Not for myself. It's not so bad.
Huh? Here we go.
Good to see you, man.
Here we are.
This is exciting.
Oh,
We've
come on, here we are, dude.
We've come a long way since Don't Drink the Water.
Don't Drink the Water youth group.
Youth group.
Huh? Joe and I we were in the same youth group, and we made movies together.
We made movies together. My dad, who's here, was in one of these movies.
Yeah,
was
that's
it
right.
The Mexican Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, that was pre.
This is high quality stuff.
Yeah, and you've got a lot going on, buddy.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice to have a job. The show's going great. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is going
Brooklyn
great.
99. Didn't you just get nominated for another award?
We got a SAG nomination award.
Incredible.
Great.
Incredible. You won the Golden Globe or the Emmy?
Golden Globe last year. This year, snub. But snag award. SAG award, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. Cool. Have you banged out any of those girls on the show?
All of them.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, we kind of rotate. We rotate. I've got a mini bar set up in my dressing room.
Yeah, cool.
You know, I like to, make a little Midori sour. It's something fancy.
You know, it's funny. Joe and I, we're in the same fantasy football group, and the joke back in New York, because Joe doesn't live in New York anymore. Joe moved to Los Angeles some years ago. It was a good move for him. But all we talk about back at the poker game is how much you've changed.
Yeah.
So
that's the running joke.
Yeah. I mean, you had that shitbox for. Oh, sorry. You had that crappy car for. Yeah. Sorry.
Should we bring that?
I got an update.
By the way, hold on. We interrupt this story time that you guys are having. It's very nice.
Notice, we don't have all of our guests today are in studio. We do have one guest phoning in. Paul Rudd just phoned in.
Paul Rudd.
But we told him to call back in an hour because Joe's here.
Really?
Yeah, he's calling back.
I love
He's calling back.
I love it. You
Fantastic.
take precedence over Paul Rudd.
Come on, look at this.
Coconut Creek
Rudd,
guy.
I totally got you, Rudd.
Screw that guy.
Slam.
Ant-Man. Cant-Man.
Cant-Man,
you know
right?
What I mean?
Come on.
He is listening to the show, though, so he just turned off.
So, Joe, you were born in the Ozone Park neighborhood of... This crap.
In
Let's
Queens.
talk about beef, Joe.
Thanks for bringing up Beef.
Beef. Funny show.
Beef is a digital series that I created with Michael Ian Black, comedy colleague. It involves Chris Maloney, plays this judge, Lou, and he hears these petty arguments from folks in the neighborhood. It takes place in a deli, and people come in, they tell him his beef. They're like, listen, do I got a beef? And Maloney says whether they do or not.
Yeah, it's really funny. My favorite thing is when he goes, are we done? We're done? We're done.
Are we done?
Well done.
We're done. Well done.
It's so good. So good. Maloney's so funny.
We have a lot of funny people on the show.
Yeah, and you're on the show, right?
Yeah, I play Chris's brother, Manny.
Yeah.
He plays the ponies. He works the cards a little bit,
Yeah, where's the Kangolds?
Where's the Kangolds?
Yeah. You know what we should do? We should give a shout out to Tommy Osh.
Oh, yes.
Tom McHugh, a member of our fantasy football
league.
He's fantastic on this show. Did a great spot on this.
Great job. He plays food vendor Eddie, who gets shorted on a tip, and he's terrific.
And where can people find Beef?
Right now, we can find Beef on iTunes and Amazon. You can download it, but we're hoping to branch it out all over the internet very soon.
Cool. Hey, I'm Bobby Cannavale. I'm sitting in for Rich Eisen here on The Rich Eisen Show. Want to remind you of the phone number, 844-204-RICH. Give a call if you have any questions, if you want to hear about, what Joe's up to, if you want to talk about Annie, if you want to talk about the Jets. Talk about the Jets, dog. The Jets was so bad.
We're tough. I'm glad the season's almost over. It's time to move on.
How about that we won that game last week?
I know.
You know what's incredible? Joe and I, we text each other. We text every Sunday. And, I mean, we literally could just copy and paste from the week before. It's the same thing.
It always starts out exciting, like, here we go.
I know. Even when we were like 2-7, we were like, okay, this one, we got it.
Yeah.
And, that's the thing about being a Jets fan, isn't it? It just sucks.
It's up and down. It's up and down. It's a roller coaster.
And we're so tortured that we actually think that when a good big play happens, the entire season's going to turn around.
That's right. Yeah, you get kind of swept up in the magic of one great play, and you're like, oh, this is where we turn it around.
Yeah. And it's because we haven't won it. We haven't been in the Super Bowl in our lifetime, Joe.
No.
Jets
No.
went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl in 1969, a year before I was born. And so it's really hard to just dump. You can't dump the team. We talk about it. What
No,
do we do?
Yeah, well, you can't dump it because then you just, you're.
That is the question, though. You guys are two big Jets fans. Idzik's under fire. If you're the new GM, what do you do? What would you do? Would you rebuild? You said earlier, Bobby, you'd get rid of the quarterback. Are you firing Rex? Like, what would you guys want to do? What would be the perfect situation as Jets fans?
You want to go first?
What is the perfect situation?
Well, I don't know if there is one, but I like Rex. I'm a fan of Rex. I think he didn't really have all the players that I think he's a great coach, and I think it's a GM situation, and I think it's a top-down situation.
Yeah, I got to say, those first 2 years when Sanchez took them to the championship, really, to the conference championship.
Yeah.
I really wish they'd examined what they did right.
Right.
Those first couple
we've talked
couple
about
years.
this, Bobby. They had veteran leaders. They had a strong defense and a great
we had
run
Jason
game.
Taylor. We had Brian.
Brian
Thomas
Leonard.
Jones.
Brian Leonard, the
Jim
safety.
Leonard.
Jim Leonard.
Jim Leonard.
We had Thomas Jones.
Revis. We had Thomas Jones.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't about, that Mark Sanchez came out of the gate playing amazingly.
No, but he did have poise. And there was, signs of, he might actually do very well. Like, in the playoffs, he did. He had some
Braylon
poise.
Edwards, Plaxico Burress. These guys came to play, and they were veterans, and they provided leadership. And I don't think that can be underestimated. I just don't quite understand. I don't understand their football moves. I don't understand the personnel moves.
Yeah, well, the plan.
But now the question becomes, who's excited
there
to coach the
yeah,
Jets?
Yeah, who's out there to
That's the thing.
take the
I
job?
almost would take Rex back because of
I
his excitement.
again,
I mean, he bleeds jet green.
I agree. And
that's-
the players play for him.
And the players do play hard for him.
Yeah.
We're here with Joe Truglio, star of Brooklyn 99 on Fox. God, I love saying that, dude.
It's nice.
I love saying it.
It's really nice to have a good job, a good show,
What
good
was
people.
What was the last high school reunion you two went to? Do you guys?
We never. I missed them. I missed
yeah.
all. Did you go to one?
I went to one. It was too soon.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those too soon things.
You need the longer, like the 30-year.
Yeah,
30-year
the
spot.
bullies were still the bullies. They were they
Yeah.
had their shirts off. It was weird. It's just
Wearing
just
Capizios.
weird. Yeah, the girls
know?
that I wanted to hook up with, I kind of still wanted to hook up with. It was too soon.
You were talking about your outfits. I mean, I wore some terrible outfits in high school.
Dude, you rocked the pop collar all the time.
Collar.
You wore the shirt. You wore the polo under.
Correct.
The button up.
The button up.
Both
pop out. Capizios, cuffed jeans.
Capizios.
Cuff roll jean, ankle roll with the jeans.
Yeah.
No socks.
Also,
Capizios.
tremendous overachiever in high school.
A bit too much. I would have annoyed
You were the head
myself.
of everything.
It was too much. Bobby, it was too much.
Were you in student council?
I think I was a school senator. Senator.
You
in the
wanted to
yearbook.
say. You wanted to say state. You wanted to say state.
I wanted to say
senator.
state.
You wanted to say state.
It
senator.
just slipped out.
Yeah. And what else
blown.
did we do together, Joe?
Besides the plays?
I'll give you a hint.
Oh, the swimming. Oh, the swimming.
We're on the swim team together, and I
Backstroke.
think we have a
You did
picture. We have
freestyle
an
and press?
incredible picture here of.
Oh, boy.
Look at Joe. You
It's-
look like a white Tupac.
It's
like an amazing 18-pack that
the
he's got in
only
1984.
time my stomach will ever look like that. And
for
thank you
people
for
that
showing
don't
Back in
me.
the DA.
That's
Yeah.
you above
That's
Joe.
me above him,
Yeah.
tall and lanky.
Yeah.
And Joe, look at that,
at
bro.
us. Jeez,
Looking
wow. That was a
incredible.
while ago.
Joe,
8-minute abs.
Joe, a couple more little factoids about Joe. Joe drove a Ford Zephyr.
Yes,
we went
Mercury
everywhere in
Zephyr.
that car with a what?
Mercury Zephyr.
With vanity plates. Hit him with it.
Italian stallion.
Italian stallion.
Airbrush, horse, cursive writing, over it.
Was it a horse or was it a unicorn?
It was a stallion.
Oh yeah, it was
It
stallion.
was a stallion. With a flowing
Maybe it
mane.
was a unicorn.
Because when you have a four-door sedan,
Yeah.
what you want to have on it is a vanity plate that says Italian stallion.
That's right, an airbrushed vanity.
Airbrushed.
Plate. Yeah. Played extra
they
for
come
it.
running.
And I think you had a Blaupunkt stereo, if I recall.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it was a Benzie box.
We
Yep.
want to ask Joe because our next segment you're going to stick around. You're going to stick around for
I'm going to stick around as long as you
a
want to
good
keep me
amount of
around.
the show. We're going to preview some games. You want to pick some games with us next segment, and Bobby, you guys
Sure.
good to do that?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Some big NFL matchups this weekend. Unfortunately, your Jets aren't playing in one of them.
The Jets are not playing in the playoffs, are they?
Well, they're not playing in an exciting matchup.
They're
The
not playing.
Patriots should
We
probably
play the
win by
Pats.
30.
Who are we playing?
Although
I
it'd be
don't even know
killer
what-
if we beat the Pats. You
Yeah,
know,
that's like our Super Bowl.
for
We won't,
S's and
though.
giggles.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Hey, let's remind people, Brooklyn 99 is on every Sunday night.
Sunday nights, 8:30 on Fox.
8:30 everywhere, Joe?
8:30 East, 7:30 Central.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
But 8:30 in the Pacific?
No, yeah, they still run it. You know, it's like a delay situation.
Oh, all right, the Cinch.
Yeah, Central.
Cinch always, they kind of get screwed, the Cinch.
Yeah. They don't get the short end of the stick.
Let's talk for about 10 minutes about Jay Samaro. No, let's not.
10 minutes?
I'm
How about like 20?
What else can we talk about?
Yeah.
You guys got any questions for Joe?
Well, how about,
Oh, he's going to be here all day, Bobby.
Joe, you
I'll
have any
be
questions
there.
for me?
yeah, I'm excited for you and Annie.
Oh, thanks,
Today.
buddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Annie opens today. Theaters
fantastic.
everywhere.
All
everywhere. Yeah. It's pretty exciting.
You sing in the movie.
I'm dancing. Yeah. You've seen me sing.
Yeah, I've seen Human Style.
Not
You
bad.
talked about it earlier.
That's right. Joe saw Human Style
Well, look,
live
you know,
at Amir
you're-
Hassan's
Yeah,
graduation
what was that?
party.
What was that like, seeing him in a band in middle school?
It was pretty special. But we, we both were exhibitionists in high school.
Yeah.
I did.
Well, I can see by that photo. Yeah, obviously.
I did. We had a talent contest or like a lip syncing contest where I was shirtless with like a gold cummerbund, sunglasses, bow tie, singing Chuck Berry's "My Ding-a-Ling." So it gives you an idea.
Yeah.
You know what kind of stuff I
But look
like
at
to
us.
do.
Here
in
we
high
are.
school. And here we are.
Here we are in El Segundo,
El Segundo.
right? I'm hosting. You're my guest here on
Happy
the Rich
to be
Eisen
your
show,
guest.
starring Rich Eisen, special guest Bobby Cannavale. That's me. Here's
you.
my guest Joe Truglio. I just love saying that, man. I cannot believe it. Here
It's
we
a
are.
good. We made it.
Laurel Lindsay, our drama teacher.
Our drama teacher,
She must
yeah.
be just crapping her pants right now.
She must be flipping out.
Okay, so we're going to come back, and when we come back, we're going to keep talking to Joe?
Yeah, we're gonna keep talking to Joe. We're gonna pick some games.
games?
We're gonna talk some NFL. We're gonna pick some games. We're gonna take some phone calls. We have some people that want to update the poll question and
Great.
talk about that
Let's
too.
do it.
Yeah, cool. So come back with us. We're going to talk to Joe. We're going to pick
Please
some
come
games. Basically all he said right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Keep it on. I'm here with my guest, a special, wonderful, good friend, special guest, Joe
Hello.
Truglio.
Hello.
He's here talking about Brooklyn 99, talking about his digital show. Is that what it's called, a digital show?
I guess that's what. Or web series.
Web series. I like web series.
Web series, sure, yeah.
Web series. It's called Beef. And where can we find that? On iTunes?
iTunes and Amazon.
iTunes and Amazon.
Go ahead and download it.
We're going to be talking in a minute with Sebastian Maniscalco, very funny comic. And right now we're going to do a little football talk, aren't we? We're going to do a little housekeeping. We're going to look ahead to the games this weekend. A lot of playoff implications,
Mm-hmm.
right?
A lot of playoff implications in the games this week, but Brockman, we should probably update the poll question here.
Yeah,
too.
Bobby.
the poll question. Sorry, guys. Crap.
Your fantastic new film, Annie, is coming out tonight, which is a remake. So we wanted to know, what is the best movie remake? Ocean's 11, True Grit, Thomas Crown Affair, The Thing, and just because we're a football show, I threw in The Longest Yard.
Got it.
And we do have, we've been asking people to call in,
Call in,
844-204-RICH.
log on, richeisenshow.com and vote.
You got John in New Orleans who wants to chime in on the poll, and then he has a question for you, Bobby.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, John. I'm sorry, but hey, Bobby.
Hey, John.
It's nice to meet you. Well, nice to talk to you. Man, well, I look at it like this. True Grit. A lot of people. I look back at it as Rooster Cogburn when I was a kid. You know, all it is the same movie. Same thing with Longest Yard. They got a cameo with Paul Cruz, but it's the same, basically the same premise.
Yeah, right.
But my question
But without
to you
John Wayne.
is how is it to work with my family? I watched Blue Jasmine yesterday. It was incredible, by the way.
Thank you.
And how is it to work with Scorsese and Allen? I mean, that's,
Woody Allen and Martin Scorsese. Yeah, well, they're two of the greatest directors ever, really, and two people I'd always wanted to work with, and they're very different directors, but obviously, legends. On Blue Jasmine, it was really fascinating. Really, for me, what stood out was working with Cate Blanchett. She's an amazing actress, an amazing performance, and watching that dynamic with her and Woody. And I kind of felt like, with Woody, he's a lot more hands off than somebody like Marty. Like Woody, he hires the actors who he think do the job, and then he sort of stays out of your way, and he did that quite a bit. On the thing I shot with Marty over the summer, which really was unbelievable, an incredible experience, we were just in each other's pockets for 3-4 months. And he's probably the most focused and prepared director I've ever worked with. Much like what we were talking about earlier in football, the relationship between the coach and the quarterback. We're talking about Trestman and Jay Cutler. You hope that relationship hasn't eroded to the point where those guys can't work together, and it's just a little hiccup, because really it's an important relationship, and one that needs to be really viable for it to work, and that's how it felt working with Marty. Really, just an incredible experience. The guys.
And you mentioned Blue Jasmine too, Andrew Dice Clay in Blue Jasmine.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have some good Dice stories coming up with the next guest. That's in the studio
man, I could talk about Dice all day. Dice was in Blue Jasmine, and he was also in the thing I shot with Marty. So, Dice got to work with Woody and Marty too. We sort of had parallels there, which I never dreamed I'd even say that. But yeah, it was incredible to work with Dice. I saw him at the Garden years ago with all my boys, and yeah, we're going to talk to Sebastian about that. Once I get over the fact that I feel like I'm looking in the mirror. It's really, I feel like we could be related. It's intense. All right,
should we do some games?
Football?
Yeah, let's do some games.
Yeah,
great.
Big Week 16 NFL matchups this weekend, obviously. I don't know. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts on the NFC South. Obviously, the Saints and Falcons play, and one of these teams is going to make the playoffs with what's most likely a losing record.
Is Julio playing, or?
I don't think Julio is playing.
Julio is questionable with that hip injury.
And they're.
What is up with that NFC South? They are really
And by the way,
stinky.
by the way, Cam Newton, after his unfortunate car accident last week, he's probable for the Browns game this week.
Newton gets in a car accident, probable. Julio, not so much.
They got some pretty good receivers, though, if Julio doesn't play. Jerry Douglas has shown up. Roddy White has been playing really well.
I need him to come big for my.
You know what I want to know? I want to know how
fantasy
come
this
my
week.
waiver wire still lists Tony Gonzalez as high as it does to pick up. What is up with that?
Sometimes you just, you don't want to lose a guy like that, even in fantasy. You just want to pretend he's still playing the game. He's an incredible athlete.
Yeah. Now, so the Falcons still have a shot, right?
Falcons 5-9.
Falcons are still alive.
If the Falcons win this game, they'll be in first place because they have the tiebreaker, having won both games over the Saints.
Incredible.
Wow.
So they could end up doing like a Seattle a few years ago, right? When Seattle won their division.
Right.
Exactly.
Was they 7-9?
7-9. They won their division, and because they won their division, that pushed the Seahawks, the defending Super Bowl champions.
Saints.
The Saints. It pushed them into the wild card spot. The Saints, who had a better record, had to travel
To Seattle.
And that's when Beastquake happened, when that crazy 60-yard touchdown run by Marshawn.
Oh, right,
And,
beast mode.
I'm an Eagles fan. I mean, I'm a fan of all 32, but I love the Eagles, and they could be one of the teams that potentially ends the season 10-6, 11-5, and is on the outside looking in. If Dallas takes the division.
Right.
So I don't know. As a fan, it's just that's a
Dallas
tough
hosting
thing
the
to swallow.
Colts this weekend, right? DeMarco Murray, is he playing?
DeMarco Murray
With a broken hand?
Jerry Jones said he's pretty positive
was catching
Murray will
passes.
be available.
Yeah, they saw him catching passes
For the
yesterday in
Colts.
practice.
Marshall Faulk last night told Rich Eisen, host of the show, that he had a similar injury when he played. He missed 3 weeks because of it.
Wow.
So
That's big.
Yeah,
That's a big
But everybody
injury.
knows Marshall Faulk's a wimp.
What has he ever done?
interesting thing too. If he
Besides
does play,
being an incredible football player.
How awesome is Andrew Luck, by the way, man? How much did that work out?
Guy's a stud.
For the Colts. Incredible. How do you do that? How do you that never happens to the Jets. Let's bring it back to the Jets. Jets are crazy. They're just stupid. I mean, how does that happen? How did the Colts get to
They have a good GM.
lose
They have a
the
good
best
scouts.
quarterback ever and then pick up the future of the NFL at the position?
Who's the GM of the Colts?
Ryan Grigson
Well,
is the
he's
GM
terrific.
of the Colts.
I
Yeah.
was going to say Bill Polian, but that's going back a while, right?
He's made it. That is going back. He preceded
right.
Ryan Grigson, but all the moves he's made, he's been credited for. He drafted T.Y. Hilton also in that draft. The only thing that people have kind of questioned him for is the Trent Richardson trade, which doesn't look like it's paying off. Which, if you do the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon on it, it led to Johnny Manziel going to Cleveland too in the swap. But yeah, Grigson's kind of crushed it. It's interesting. You brought up Luck. If Murray plays, this game will feature the NFL's leading passer and leading rusher. Luck leads the NFL with 4,492 pass yards, Murray obviously leads in rush yards, 1,687.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? Let's not forget about Tony Romo. Tony Romo having a pretty good year as well.
Great year.
He always
Really,
seems
really
to
good
find a
year.
way to have a good year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He
But
always
so
makes it
far
work.
hasn't been. I mean, I think with Tony Romo, right? Is that like, boy, he gets them there at the end, and then something always happens. And so far, so good. Tony Romo and that team.
Okay, what other game we got?
We got Seahawks at the Cardinals.
Seahawks,
Also
the Cardinals,
a good
a
game.
huge one too.
Two great defenses.
Huge game.
Yeah.
Do you believe
Yeah.
in the Cardinals? I kind of wrote them off a couple of weeks ago, and they've now since won 2 in a row, but they're on their 3rd different quarterback this year. Ryan Lindley, Logan Thomas, there's a package for him, Bruce Arians said. Do you think they have enough offense? Surely we've seen what their defense can do, but enough offense to take them to the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I mean, losing Ellington was a big hit. I think I don't know if Bryson Taylor could really replace a guy like Ellington. You know?
Step fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see it either. I just don't see how. And the Seahawks, Seattle particularly here towards the end of the season, have been really turning it on and playing great football.
Yeah, as they do towards the end.
Yeah, because they struggled out of the gate, didn't have much consistency offensively, but you've really seen them, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They're playing like they did during last year's Super Bowl run.
Who's their on the Cardinals? Who's their leading receiver in terms of catches? Is it still Floyd or is it Fitzgerald?
It's I believe it's Floyd.
Yeah.
Because Fitz, there was a couple game
Fitz
stretches.
has missed some time with
where
that
he's-
knee injury.
He's definitely.
And like John Brown has really cooled off. He had such a good rapport with Carson Palmer throwing that deep ball. He's really cooled off. And their run game, I mean, they only scored, 17 points last week.
Yeah.
What's amazing though too is with how hot the Seahawks have been, they're 10-4 right now. If they lose out, they could miss the playoffs too.
Seahawks.
The Seahawks could. 'cause
Yeah, I
the
just don't see
Cardinals
it happening though.
Cardinals
I don't see it happening, man.
Yeah.
I like Seattle. I like their chances, especially you just can't give up on a team that took it all the way like they did last year.
Do you like them to get back to the Super Bowl?
I do like them,
Who is
yeah.
your pick in the NFC right now?
I like Seattle.
To win, I
do.
think Green Bay still is going to take the NFC.
I like Seattle. I like the way their defense is playing. Marshawn Lynch, the beast. He's just incredible, man. Russell Wilson's playing better. I do. I like Seattle.
Who's their new receiver? Richardson on Seattle? Is there
Ricardo.
Jermaine.
Ricardo Lockett.
Yeah, Ricardo Lockett. There's Jermaine
another
Kearse.
I guess I don't know if there's
Doug
a parallel.
Baldwin.
This might be a stretch. The year you won the Emmy.
This is great.
They win the Super Bowl.
I can't wait for what's happening next right now.
Let me do me.
Okay, sorry.
You win the Emmy. Everyone says the year after the Super Bowl, there's a Super Bowl hangover. You've won it. You've put all in it. You obviously won the Emmy for Boardwalk Empire. Feel like you have it? Your performance slacking a little then? The following year? Or did you win it the year your character? I don't want to spoiler alert anyone here that hasn't seen it.
I want. Well, I mean, I had no shot at winning the next year because I wasn't on TV.
Yeah.
So.
Could happen. Could happen. You never know. Could set a precedent.
So there's no parallel there, and I just walked down a wormhole. Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know what? I really appreciate your effort.
Yeah, also, how I perform on camera isn't dependent on how my line is. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
But certainly the material, I guess you could make that comparison. Hey, we're on the Rich Eisen show. I'm Bobby Cannavale sitting in for Rich Eisen. We're sitting here with Joe Truglio.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.